Hello everyone, and welcome to today's Deliverance and Reign video. Today we will be looking at the level up bonuses of the Betrayers. At level 1 you start with the base faction, and after 1 or 2 games you get to level 2 where you unlock an alternate path for Vickrel, as well as the ability to play as the vampires. At the start you can either choose to have Spellfire return this to your hand. Spellfire activates the first time you cast a spell, or you can have Snipe, where Snipe shoots the back minion instead of the front one. We can now take a look at all the different upgrade paths you can take throughout the game. You can either choose to maximize Spellfire, which is what I normally do. By going the Spellfire route, when you play spells, he deals damage to 2 random minions and then returns to your hand, and that allows you to play him again and cast another spell, play him again, cast another spell, which is insanely powerful. You can look to maximize Snipe, and you can then get an upgrade to Spill. Spill is where any excess damage is passed on to the next mob, and because he's hitting the back one, the next mob is the one to your left, not the one to your right. You can also choose to mix and match between Snipe and Spellfire, but I think it's just such a waste. They really don't work well together, so I would suggest either sticking with Snipe or sticking with the Spellfire route. At level 3 you unlock 3 new cards: the Lost Ranger, Elusive Trickster, and Blood Shield. So let's take a look at the Lost Ranger first. The Lost Ranger is a 10/40 spill for 2 mana and 2 slots. It's really expensive and really underwhelming. I can never see a place for this character, so I give it a miss. Next up is the Elusive Trickster, which is Spellfire, gain 1 mana, return it to your hand. She costs nothing to play, and so you can play her, cast a spell, and if it costs 1 mana, that spell is essentially free, and you play her again, cast another spell. She's really good at helping you maximize your damage output for cheap spells. Next up, we have the Blood Shield. Blood Shield costs 2 mana and gives 10 armor to all friendly minions. It is quite expensive, but if you can get it cheaper, then I think it is a valuable card. At level 4, you unlock additional paths for upgrading your spells and your minions, but we'll move past that. At level 5, you unlock 3 more cards: the Doomsayer, Possessed Chef, and Crack the Whip. Doomsayer is a 5/10 2-slot 1 mana card where after you cast a spell, you discard your entire hand and give this minion +40/+40. He's a very cheap and powerful card to play. Just make sure that you play him in the right order. So I make sure I get my Doomsayer down, then play my Servant, which costs 1 mana, and then I use my Fire Blast last, just to make sure I use all of my mana so that I don't lose any of my ability to maximize my output, damage, and position on the board. And just like that, I have a 45/40 on the board. Next up is the Possessed Chef. Possessed Chef is incredibly powerful. Spellfire, give a random friendly minion +3/+3 and return this to your hand. This is very similar to the Elusive Trickster, where you can just play them for free as they cost 0 mana, and then just cast your spells and buff your teammates. She only takes up 1 slot as well, so you can quite easily fit her onto any bench that you need her to. She is an epic card, which means that you're not very likely to see her, but when you do see her, do grab her and just watch her buff your entire team up. And lastly, we have Crack the Whip. Crack the Whip costs nothing to cast and activates all friendly minion war cries and death wishes on this floor. This is an incredibly powerful card, especially if you match it with a Crazed Looter, which adds 3 random spells to your hand. So as you can see here, I just simply cast it on the Crazed Looter and I will get 3 more spells. Be careful when you use these because you can get more Crack the Whips from using it on the Crazed Looter, and your hand size has a limit of 9. All of these new fresh cards get added to your deck, so be careful about diluting the effectiveness of your deck, but it's a rarity that this is not great value for money to use. Finally, at level 6 you unlock a new mystery event. As with all other mystery events, this can also be used by other heroes in other runs. If you are lucky enough to find this mystery event, it's called Betrayer's Support, and if you choose to accept the stone, it gives you an upgrade which allows you to have Spellfire deal 50 damage to all enemies. Really powerful, incredibly effective, especially in later levels, and good luck to you if you find it. So I hope you have enjoyed today's video on the level up bonuses from the Betrayers. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I'll see you on the next one. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you, and goodbye.